Hi, Rob Quickenden here, and today I'm going to show you how to use the collaborative meeting notes feature within Microsoft Teams. So this will soon be available within the Outlook client and Outlook on the web, but for now it's available just within Teams. So we're all familiar with booking a Teams meeting. You can see here from the new meeting window that you have the ability to add your title, your attendees, the time of the meeting, and all these kind of other information that you might need. And traditionally, we've just entered the details of the meeting into the meeting notes, and this is static. So when we enter information into this field down here, then this goes along with the meeting, but it's static. So if the agenda needs to change over time, or we want to add notes within the meeting around the agenda, then this doesn't change. But with collaborative meeting notes, we can now add items to an agenda and follow-up actions and those kind of things that can then live live. So therefore, other people can contribute to an agenda that they may not even maybe be part of. So let's have a look and see how this works. So to start with, we're going to add a title as we usually would for a meeting. So I'm going to put in the meeting title in here. I'm going to select the attendees that I need from the meeting. So I'm just going to add these people into the meeting. And I think at this point in time, they're the only people that I need. You can see the time I've suggested is actually available. So it is suggesting the time that I want to add in. The location is fine. It's Teams. The agenda is obviously just to talk about the event we're running. And now you'll see this additional box at the bottom. This should be rolling out for everybody, so everyone should be able to see this now. And this is where you can add an agenda for other people to edit. So when I click on this button down here to start talking, or this text box to start entering information, you'll see that what happens is the meeting screen now creates a Microsoft Loop component. So if you're not familiar with Loop, Loop is a new collaborative tool across Microsoft 365 that creates a kind of canvas or component that anybody can update in real time. So think of it a little bit like collaborative working within Word or those kind of things, but these are really small bits of content. You can copy and paste these and move these across different applications. So you can have a loop component within Word, within an email message, and of course within Teams, and that exists once and can be updated by people in real time. So more on that another time, but let's have a look and see how the agenda item will work. So as I scroll down here, you can see that it prompts me for a couple of things. So it's asked me for an agenda, it's asked me for meeting notes, and it asked me for follow-up tasks. Now, I won't necessarily know what the meeting notes and what the following follow-up tasks are yet because the meeting hasn't happened. So for now, I'm literally just going to add an agenda item into the agenda. So, as if by magic, I've added those agenda items to the meeting. Now, what's interesting from here is, whilst I've only invited a couple of people to the meeting, I can actually share the meeting notes with other people. So this is really useful if I want to get input from a manager, if I want to get input from my peers, or even if I want to get input from other people that might be participating in my session. So what I can do here, as you see, is I can click on copy, and I can actually copy this meeting component. Now what that now means is that I could open up an email message, or I can open up a Microsoft Teams message, and I could actually post that loop component, which has got our meeting agenda, notes, and follow-up tasks, into an email or into a Teams chat or anything else. And anybody that's got access to that component will be able to see in real time and make changes to that agenda. And more importantly, they'll be able to see the notes, and they don't have to be or have been invited to that meeting in the first place. So I'll just show you an example of what that would look like. So here we are in everybody's favorite app, we're in Outlook. So I'm going to send this loop component with our agenda and our meeting notes to some other people that aren't invited to the meeting. They're not available, or they're not really needed. However, they might have a view on the agenda that we're doing. So this could be my manager, or it could be a colleague, or another member of the marketing team, for example. So I've written a brief email, just letting them know that we're getting ready, and that I'd like their feedback on the agenda. So I'm going to write the email as usual, and then when I get into here, I'm simply going to copy and paste the component. So you see, I saw on the previous screen, I could copy the component. I've done that. I'm simply going to paste this component into the email message. The loop component will be inserted. Now, once the loop component is here, you can see who the author is. You can see this is the meeting notes for an occurrence of the meeting. There is actually only one. And now and within it, anybody that gets this email can now update and modify the agenda. And in fact, if they were to look back at this loop component after the meeting, they would hopefully see meeting notes and follow-up tasks and actions and those kind of things. So really, really simple way of showing this around. This, I think, is a really simple way just to keep people in the flow of work, to keep people looped in to kind of how we're working without having to resend notes and things afterwards, or to invite those people to the meeting and require them to sort of go into the Teams meeting update. So these components are live everywhere. People can access them in the applications that they live and breathe. So there we go, very short introduction. Let's pop back into the Teams meeting now. So there we go. As you can see, I added that meeting agenda to an email and sent that to a couple of other people for review, so they can contribute to that agenda should they think there's other things that I should be talking about with our team. That's really all I need to do. So from this point onwards, I can simply submit the meeting invite as I would normally, and the participants of that meeting will simply receive the meeting invite in the normal way. When the meeting joins, there'll be a meeting notes tab within Teams that allows everybody to see that agenda and edit it and update it in real time. So what's really cool is what you can see here is as we're in the meeting, other people are editing the meeting notes, adding things to the task list, changing the agenda. And this is one of the key features of collaborative notes, is that even when you're in the meeting, these notes are changing, and anyone that's got a copy of this loop component with these components in will be updated in real time. And finally, after the meeting, we can go back into our meeting invite and we can see all the changes that have happened to the meeting. So you can see here that we have had a number of items on the agenda that we have covered. There's still one outstanding, which we'll get to. We've added some meeting notes about the format of the day and how we're going to run, and we've kind of captured a couple of follow-up items on here, or actions if you like, but then what we've done is added them to the follow-up actions task list further below. So you can see there's 3 tasks in this example that we've added. Now, because this is Microsoft Loop, then actually we can add a lot more information into here, and we can even view the pages directly via Loop itself. So you'll see here that we can create a number of different Loop components within here. We can create additional task lists, we can create interactive tables, voting tables, we can reference people, we can even create a progress tracker should we wish to. So this is covered more in a wider in-depth video around Microsoft Loop, but for now this is how we can use collaborative meeting notes in Teams to help drive better collaboration both before a meeting, during a meeting and after a meeting. Thank you for listening, and check out more videos for more. Thank you.